In this video I have to retrieve half a picture, but does that mean I can only charge the customer half the price? It's quite late on a Friday night. Just thought I'd do an inspection on this, whether I get carried away and finish it off or not, I don't know. When I say finish it off, I mean fix it. Or I could mean throw it in the bin. Customer states that it's only got half a picture. Now, as we all know, every TV is made up of a left-hand side and a right-hand side, or a right-hand side and a left-hand side. And then they join together as one. But one of these sides is going out. Which particular side, I don't know. I'll bring in the other camera so we have a bit of a close-up, just to see if that helps us. Maybe I'll have to switch off some light. Ooh, that's more than some light. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. And no, I haven't shown you the model number yet, and I will do in just a second. I've switched it on. Actually, I haven't switched it on, I've plugged it in. I've switched it on. Do we get a Sony splash screen? I'm looking for an on-off button, and I don't see one. The customer did say that he'd like to buy a remote from me. So maybe he hasn't got a remote. Is this? You've got to be able to turn it on without a remote, though, surely. It's a Sony. Is that it? Yeah. I've found the switches. I'll show you where they are. So what were you thinking? Screen failure? Do we think T-Con? Or just a bad connection? It could be either of those three. It could be all of those three. Let's see how difficult it is to take the back off a Sony 32-inch and see. It's a Sony, so there's lots of little screws and clips and bits you have to get to just before you can even see the T-Con. Always over-engineered, but nice TVs. Well, both of them don't look like they're in great, but that looks the worst, but that is the side of the screen that's working. I'm just going to take that out and see what happens. Now the backlights come on. Don't know if you saw that. The backlights came on briefly, but no picture at all. So we should just get half an image this time. Oh, I've disconnected the T-Con, haven't I? So I pulled the whole thing out at the start. You probably noticed and I forgot. And that would have tripped it into its 5 blink code. So let's just have a look, see if we get half an image this time. Oh, I've got a full image this time. Is that it? It was just a loose I've got to be careful here because the customer does say that sometimes it comes back. I'm going to tap around and see what happens. Tell me if any... Oh, yeah. It doesn't like that, does it? All I'm doing is... I'm just pressing on the thing there. So I don't know if it's the screen or the T-con. It could be just a bad LVDS cable. Gonna have a play. But I'm going to switch off and switch on. Yes, it has. But there's still something not happy about that side. Well, at least I know what side it is and what the fault is. I'm going to try and reset that cable again, but probably at the T-con end this time. I think that's better. I'm going to try and put some paper or a bit of card or something just underneath the screen. So all I've done for now is just get a piece of card, make sure it's firmly wedged in, and I think it's just under... it's not a fault of the T-con, it's not the T-con side, it's actually the screen side. So it's part of the tab system. And there's probably just a capacitor or something that's been rowing up against the side of the screen. I don't think I really have to dismantle too much. I think just a piece of paper or a firm piece of card there may help. But I'll give it a test. Once again, a bit of paper may save the day. May. No. Okay. Oh, there's something not right there. I'm beginning to think it's the LVDS cable itself, But I am touching it now. You can see the TV going in and out of focus. It's not the LVDS cable. It's fine now. You can see that I'm doing what I normally do. Okay. It's still in its, what's the name, mode. It may have always been like that, I just didn't notice. Store mode, that's it. I know it would come to me eventually. But sometimes when Sony's used to go faulty, if they had an issue, it would automatically go into the store mode, which this is. And that's why the customer is asking for a remote control. But I'll give it a reset. I'm just going to put it back together now and see. Okay, I'm just going to see if it goes back into this store mode thing. So I'm just going to give it 5 minutes, see what happens. If not, I'll reset it with a remote control. I think the customer wants a remote control. Don't really tend to have many Sonys, so we'll have to order some in. It didn't take long to go into store mode, did it? Oh, what's it doing now? Nothing. Okay. Yes, now it's going into its store mode. Okay. And as always, a bit of a snooker test. It's a great picture, but it's too bright.
What a wonderful opening red to start this break. There's cue ball on a string. Beautiful control. 81.
But it's not my TV, so but I have taken it off the dynamic settings quite simply because it burns out the screen, burns out the backlights. But we've got audio, and we've got the picture back. So it looked like the LVDS cable was shorting, or at least the plug side of it. No, the socket side of it was shorting on the screen underneath. But it's not now. That's a great picture. It really is. That's an amazing picture. But then it's only a 32-inch, isn't it? Not that that makes much difference. Would you put up with a 32-inch in your living room in this day and age? Could you handle that? I'm thinking as I've got older, yes, I could. Quite easily. I'm getting to that stage now where declutter is the main thing. But of course, because I repair TVs, I've managed to repair so many for myself, large screen ones that customers didn't want repairing, that you end up with a 65-inch and a 77-inch. But if they were to fail, and all I'd got was a 32-inch, I'd be very happy, especially with this, because the picture is fine. I can't get it off. It says there, on or off. But I click it to off, and it comes back on again, on or off. Maybe I haven't got the correct remote. I don't know. It did go away eventually. It just needed a complete reset, and then you choose home mode. Or maybe it just needs setting up again. It could be. The line you see in the middle, is it just showing the difference between the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the screen? It's not actually a line on the TV. But we do reset it, and it's all fine. And once again, a little bit of paper, a little bit of card comes to the rescue. Strange old fault.